Good morning. Mikhail Schneider is the president and CEO, board member, and a minority owner of Nightingale College, a Salt Lake City-based private post-secondary distance education institution dedicated to advancing geographic, demographic, and socioeconomic access to professional nursing education across the United States. A registered nurse of more than 25 years, Schneider has a wealth of management experience in post-secondary education for health purposes, or health professions, and healthcare delivery services. He's a published academic author, conference speaker, and a guest lecturer, specializing in strategic planning, accreditation, forecasting, organizational development, and leadership. Schneider holds an MBA degree from UC Berkeley's Haas School of Business. So, Mikhail Schneider.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Sandy. Okay, how are we doing today, everybody, in this room? Wow, this is like more people than I've seen live in a while, 3D. Isn't it exciting to be in 3D? Hey, man. All right. Okay, so everybody here is for school? Yes. Yeah? I mean, didn't get lost on the way in, like some other reason? Okay, well, that's good. That's promising. We're going to have some exchange today. We have a bunch of folks that are watching this on whatever channel. I don't know, YouTube or something. And we're going to talk about, I have one job really today. One job and one job only. Guess what that is? Anybody? Come on. This is audience participation. Coffee is out there if you need it. Tell you about the college, perhaps. What else? Motivation. And, you know, people are, the what? To welcome, yes. So this is the New Learner Welcome Forum. That's job number one. Yay, welcome everybody. Okay, we have, I don't know, many people here. How many do we have? Do we know, Sammy, here? Oh, Sammy is counting it. Stay tuned for the count. All together, we have, and oh, by the way, those of you in cyberspace, we're broadcasting from lovely Sacramento, California. Whoop, whoop, for Sacramento, yay. Apparently it has people that live in and around here. That's fantastic. But altogether, with however many in this room, we're joined, this cohort of yours, the New Learner Cohort that's starting this fall. Yay, it's fall semester. Yay, the year is almost over. And the holidays are coming. Who's excited? I am, for sure. So altogether we have about 800 new learners across 26 states tuning in. So obviously there are some, California is a big state, so there's some other folks from California, elsewhere, and thank you all for being here. Yay, you know, this is like the golden ticket that you won. I'm kidding, there's no extra points or anything for this. So, okay, so yes, job number one is to welcome. So welcome. What do you think job number two is, which is even more important than just welcoming you?
Inform.
The what?
Inform.
Can't you inform? Yeah, okay, yeah. With what goal?
So that you know what the college is all about, their values.
Okay, so knowing the college and what we're all about and the values and all of that. By the way, a bunch of that stuff you should have already, you know, like kind of be informed about, right? But sure. But it's this. My number one job today is to talk you out of this. For real. Like, you don't want to do this. For sure. And everybody's like, boo, no, we do. Well, we'll see by the end of today. Good news, however. I have good news right away. All of you new learners from any state that you are, if you're just matriculating into the program, and those of you, anybody from Foundations here, foundational program? No? Okay, great, hi. And are you enrolling for the fall in foundational? Oh, you did the Bravo, fantastic. And you're here, check you out. That's fantastic. So those of you in foundational, this applies to you as well. Although you've been here, we have some folks that needed to do some pre-work in order to roll into a college level courses. So congratulations, and yay, you did it. Fantastic. All 80 plus of you that are out there, more of you, welcome again. If anybody is going into foundational program, this doesn't apply to you this semester because no tuition charges are assessed. But those of you who are matriculating into college level courses, you have 2 weeks, almost, because you know we kind of run like this Friday thing. Usually it's kind of business kind of stuff. So you have until Friday next week to try this for size, to see if this is, you know, something that you really, really, really would like to do. Yeah, everybody good? Because, you know, some of you will get into your LMS, which is Learning Management System, and you go like, what? Online? Huh? I have to read and do stuff? And oh, no, too much, too difficult. Fantastic. So we're giving you 2 weeks, well, almost 2 weeks. When does it end? Next Friday, correct. 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Mountain Time. You're in Pacific Time. Mountain Time is a bit ahead of you. Those of you in Alaska, the luckiest people of all. You have like the longest time to figure this out. An additional hour from Pacific. However, 5 p.m. Mountain Time next Friday. If somebody can figure out the date for me, that would be fantastic. Before then, by then, send us a note to your admissions advisor, to your the learner support services counselor. By the way, Amanda is representing learner support here today. Yay! Or registrar, to somebody, right? So like something official. It's like, yeah, I tried it. Not really for me, no thanks. And then, you know, fantastic. We will not charge you a single cent of tuition. Yay! Yeah? Okay. As soon as 5:01 Mountain Time rolls around on Friday, we will charge you for the first 2 weeks. Yay! Everybody good? Okay, everybody understands how to avoid that tuition charge? Okay, that you will be on the hook forever and ever and ever and ever? Yeah, okay, good. So 5:01 p.m., decide. So this is about information, right? I will try to paint a realistic picture of what it is like to actually go to nursing school. Okay, let's first do some kind of hands up kind of thing, or maybe stand up, because, you know, it gets your blood going, and then it's not just settling in your toes. You know, doing that motion. So anybody in this room pursuing your practical nursing diploma? No. Ooh, wow. PN is not popular here. Okay, those of you in the PN program in the cyberspace, welcome. Okay, how about associate degree, nursing, LPN 2? So no vocational nurses in here at all, huh? Wow. Oh, yeah, a few, but you're pursuing bachelors, huh? Not associates. Anybody pursuing associates? LPN to, okay, wow. Bachelor's program is popular in California, apparently. Okay, those of you in the either PN to BSN or the generic, oh, let's recognize those of you who are practical nurse, vocational nurses already. Stand up. Let's see you. Very good. Wow, that's many of you. Fantastic. Now, a little, sit down. Okay, all good. A little point of note to you who are PNs already. Registered nursing and vocational nursing is not the same thing. Yeah, everybody good? Very different scope of practice. So, and sometimes every once in a while we get a practical nurse or two, vocational nurse. They're like, yeah, this is just a formality. I just need a degree, really, or whatever, to sit for my RN license. I already know absolutely everything there is to know. Boo, wrong. You don't. Yeah, good. That's why you're in school. Yeah, everybody. So even if you're a practical or vocational nurse, you will still need to learn. Yeah, and elevate your knowledge and expertise and skills and all of that other stuff that comes with RN licensure. Okay, so assuming anybody in a master's program here in this room? No. Those Few of you out there in Family Nurse Practitioner program, welcome. Yay, I know, she wants to applaud. Yes, yes, give them a hand. They're already so far ahead in that career ladder of theirs, you know, and so hopefully you'll continue career laddering from here, unless, you know, by 5 p.m. Mountain Time next Friday, whatever date that is, you'll send us a note, and it's like, no, not for me. Nursing, boo. Okay, or nursing school, boo. Whichever, pick one. Okay, so yeah, there's a few in masters, and finally, those of you in the generic baccalaureate program, let's go up, let's hear it for those folks. Yeah, and I mean, unless you stand up in the PN thing or associates or whatever, this is your time now. Yes, okay. It's like, you know, this is like an assignment in school. Even if you really don't want to do it, even if it takes a little extra energy, you have to, right? So let's try this again. Those of you who were sitting and are in a generic BSN program, come on up. All right, because I remember, you know, this guy over here is like, I don't know, he might be a, there you go. You too, yes, thank you. Okay, sit down, thank you. Okay, everybody's warmed up? Yeah, this lady, she's like, I don't know about him already. I think I'm writing my note now. Which is okay, great, you know, no tuition charges. That's fantastic. There may be some fees, like if you start opening up all sorts of, you know, packages and like taking everything out of your skill kits or whatever it may be, you know, we may charge you for that. But so like if you're not sure yet after today, you're kind of like, you know, he did a good job in talking me out of this. Do not open any boxes. Just hold off for a couple of weeks. Okay, so far so good? Fantastic. Okay, then I will ask you a question, and you shout as you know, loudly as you can, and I'll repeat it for those who are on the broadcast. Why are you here? To become a nurse. Yeah, okay, that's a common theme. Anything else?
Make more money.
Make more money. Okay, yeah. That's now somebody get into the truth of it, right? Sure, make more money. What else?
To know and understand more.
To know and understand more. Tell me more about that. Knowing and understanding more. About what?
Going into a different scope of practice other than an LVN, like going up and.
Okay, going to a different scope of practice. Yes. So know more, understand more. Fantastic. What else? Help people. Yay, nurses, you know. We're like usually have that kind of thing in common. Yeah? Those of you who are here only for the Prada shoes, whoa, there are easier ways to do that. For real. Don't. So yeah, money, you know, it will be there. It's a stable career, right? It's going to, you know, as you progress in it, more and more. You can make more and more. Fantastic. However, again, in order to get there and start progressing and doing, you know, making more and doing all of that, a lot of work goes into it. What else? Why else are you here? Job security. Okay, good. So one of the most stable jobs in our economy. What else? Come on.
Flexible schedule.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to start till like later. Flexible schedule, sure. You know, everybody is like, do not trust Grey's Anatomy. It's not 8 to 5 with hot doctors all around, whatever, you know, whatever you prefer. It's just not going to happen. Initially, you know, eventually, sure, you'll make your own schedule. You know, this help people, though, will also, you know, I mean, if you're really, really into that. Sometimes you're like, oh yeah, helping people, flexible schedule. Oh yeah, I gotta help people because that's why I signed up for it. Yeah, am I talking you out of it yet? No. So yeah, nights, weekends, yeah, holidays, early in your career, everybody good? Yeah, that'll be you. Adjusting drips in ICU, that won't be you. Nope, not at all. You will be putting in your, you know, time where you're really actually needed. And newsflash, it's likely not acute care. Everybody good? We need you in other places. So, and we'll talk about why here in a second. Okay, why else? Why are you here? Come on.
Cosmetic?
The what?
Cosmetic?
Cosmetic?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, well, or I guess in order to laser, you have to be RN.
Oh, in order to laser. Wow, you're like, you have it figured out. Laser, you know. Make it is like, yay, California, make people pretty. So they're gonna feel real good about themselves, and then, you know, I look at them and I feel real good about myself because they're so pretty. And okay, well, sure. What else? What else? Why are you here? I only heard one, this like, you know, or a theme, couple of, the what? Family. Tell me more about family. Provide for your family. What else with your family? Take care and spend time. What else? I'm assuming you're talking about kids.
For their future.
For their future. What else? How you are going to school outside of the, you know, the obvious stable career. The what? Be a role model to your kids. Anybody else? Being a role model. Mom or dad can do this, therefore you can do anything in your life. Yeah? Just one person? Wow. Everybody else kidless? Okay. Okay, good. What else? Anybody here to become a better human being?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and this is not like a joke question. If you've seen like the centerpiece of Nightingale and what it is, and it's plastered everywhere, right? On, it's not going to be here, but better health, yeah, and better humanity for a better world is at the heart of everything that we do here. So yes, becoming a better human being is part of going to school here at Nightingale. You know, you may go somewhere else and they're like, I don't care, for as long as you're pretty or make other people pretty. It's all good. Not here. You absolutely must elevate yourself as a human being. Now, let me tell you this. I know your Insta loves you. And your food. That's not like better humanity. No. What is better humanity about?
Taking care of others.
Sure, taking care of others. You can't take care of others unless you start taking care of yourself. In order to start taking care of yourself, you got to shut down Insta for a while, yeah? And Facebook and everything else that, oh, obviously, you know, my marketing folks are just like cringing right now. They're like, no. For as long as they need to go on I Love Nightingale Facebook page. I'm like, yeah, okay. That one you can keep if you must, but everything else. Discard. It takes too much of your energy thinking about what people are thinking about you. It's not about what other people are thinking about you. It's about you being the best human being you can possibly be. Anybody there yet? I'm like the gift to humanity. I'm like the best version of me that ever could have been. Right now. No? Good. I mean, at least that. Cyberspace, how about you? Yeah, no? Not yet? Good. We're here to help. Or talk you out of that, right? Because again, this piece, I mean, becoming a nurse, okay, that's tough. Becoming a better human being, even tougher. Even tougher. We'll talk about what that means a little bit and what you're actually committing to in enrolling here. That's why, you know, I'm just trying to talk you out of it. Because yay, you know, you pay money, we charge you tuition, you get, you know, anybody like independently wealthy in this room? No, I didn't think so. Okay, great, except me. Now, didn't come easy to me, this independently wealthy thing, right? Immigrated to the United States at the age of 19. I had 40 bucks to begin my journey. Moved to Wisconsin, Milwaukee, I don't know. Don't ask. Lived in poverty for many years. Did all sorts of jobs to feed myself and then try helping mom with her insatiable calling her mother in Belarus phone habit. $3.99, it's like sex line back then, right? Like a minute. So okay, so nobody independently wealthy, right? Okay. You all understand then that the investment that you're making into you, into your family, you really cannot afford unless you're planning on completing this. Yeah? Everybody good? Okay. So unless you have this goal in mind right now that I will do this, no matter how tough it's going to become. And trust me, anybody straight A's in high school? Raise your hand. Awesome. Oh, yeah, Amanda, fantastic. Amanda is not a nurse. Good. Don't think that it's going to be as easy, perhaps, as something would have come to you in high school. Different level of education, different level of digging in and learning is needed from you. So, and you will fail at something, at some point. Becoming a better human being is like the toughest one that you could possibly fail over and over and over again until you actually get there. What do you do with failure? What should you do with failure? Oh, yeah. Learn and do what again? Try again how? Harder, okay, yeah. Learn from your mistakes, it's true. Do not try the same thing. Trying again, even trying harder at absolutely the same approach is going to fail. Everybody with me? Yeah? Doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome? Insanity. And as human beings, we're plenty insane in that particular respect. Well, I'll just try one more time. Nope. Try not, do, or do not. Yeah, this guy's like, yeah, Yoda. There's no try, right? So if you fail at something, you must then learn from it, right? You must adjust the approach to whatever it is, the outcome that you're trying to get to, and then go at it again. Do it again. If you stick with that formula, you will be eventually successful at this, which is awesome, right? But a lot of work. Are you exhausted yet? I know it's like you're, 30 minutes into school? It's like, wow. I'm exhausted talking about it. Yeah, it's like, oh, gosh. This lady's like, I don't know. She goes, yeah, nice. Nah, I've heard it all before. It's like that Madonna song, right? Heard it all before. Okay. So nobody independently wealthy, please do not take on the debt that you will take on at 5:01 p.m. on Friday, September 9th. Thank you very much. On Friday, September 9th, you all have a loan attached to your name. I mean, a couple of you may be service members. Any service members that have you drive? Okay, great, fantastic. Thank you for your service. And please do not waste taxpayers' money. Yeah? Okay. It's free for you. It's not free for the rest of us. Awesome. Yes, and we contribute to that as well. Yeah, all of us. So that's the common theme. So please, please, please approach this seriously. And this becoming a better human being part of the job, going to school here at Nightingale. It probably is not required anywhere else. But it is required here. And keep that in mind, because you are committing to that as well, as to hitting your learning outcomes throughout, passing the exams, doing all of that stuff. You know, inevitably, a few of you will be like, Mikhail, I don't like that policy. Would you change it for me? And I'll be like, oh dear, no. It's, you know, so whether you like it, whether you don't like it, you have to do it. Yeah. Well, that's too difficult. Ta-da! September the 9th, Friday, 5 p.m. It is difficult. It is going to be difficult. There will be tears, perhaps blood. Not yours, hopefully. Yeah? Everybody good? Like, you have to deal with blood? Laser lady? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. It's maybe not like when you know, peeling the face, although I've never seen it, so perhaps. I don't know what's really involved. But yeah, everybody, yeah, there will be a lot of poop too, yeah? Everybody good? It's like, oh no, not me. I'm not gonna work there. Trust me, we'll make you. Yeah, everybody good? Not glamour at all. The profession is not about glamour. The profession is not about what you see on TV, on Grey's Anatomy or Chicago Med or whatever. Oh, how the city of Chicago is standing still, I have no idea. Hi, Chicago. So we're understanding, right? It's very different from the picture that is being painted. Those of you who are vocational nurses or those of you who have worked in healthcare facilities, you probably know like what it is really like. If you only been, you know, tangentially to a healthcare facility as a patient perhaps or a family member, not quiet, you know. So do not take your information from the TV shows about the profession. Now, it is the most respected profession in the United States. It is. It has its faults, though. And you all are here to work on that. Yeah? There's a survey by American Nursing Association, that just came out. It was just released by their foundation. And this latest survey, they have found still, the profession is plagued by bullying. Plagued by nurses bullying nurses. Not just patients being, you know, on their bad day and then lashing out, but that perhaps a bit is understandable. If you're experiencing the worst day of your life, if you're not, you know, feeling well, you probably don't feel like really socializing or engaging or doing something like that, and you may be short. The bigger problem is that nurses do that to other nurses. So are you trying to like get a little bit of understanding of why we would like you to be a better human being and come out of here being a better human being and committing to something better? Yeah. So look up the survey. Those of you who will continue, I mean, if you're, are you going directly into nursing courses, anybody here? Okay, a few of you. So I will see you in October, not here, I'll be in Orlando, you know, they keep bouncing me coast to coast, and broadcasting this, what we call the Future of Nursing workshop. All the rest of you, as soon as you hit your first nursing course, you'll participate in the Future of Nursing workshop, and we'll talk more about it there. So about healthcare overall, about nursing, about where, you know, backed by data. So this is a really good, see, it's like I'm giving you the right answer already. Like, look at actual research. This is one of those things that you may look at in preparing for the Future of Nursing workshop, which you have to prepare for. Not only me, right? Has to prepare for it, you have to as well. Okay, so that set aside, what is the promise of nursing? At the end of the day, you know, it's good for you individually, yes. Stable career, better money, Prada shoes, role model for your children. By the way, if you decide not to leave by 5 p.m. on September the 9th and write us a nice note, you have to do a different writing. Homework, yay! So, by that same time, if you're not withdrawing or canceling your enrollment, essentially, if you're not doing that, you have to send a not very long, a couple of paragraphs, capture your reasons for doing this, but true reasons, right? Kind of what it means to you to become a nurse or continue in your nursing career ladder and become a better human being, and capture that and send that to your learner support services counselor. Everybody is aware of who your counselor is? They should have been in touch with you. Yeah. Anybody Amanda's here? There's Amanda. I know. There's Amanda. Anybody with Amanda in this group, in this room? Really? Oh, whoa! Right there. I found a learner. And right here. Hi. Fantastic. In the front, in the back, Amanda is wearing this awesome Evolvitude. We'll talk about that later. Red T-shirt, and like she's right there in 3D. So socialize afterwards. Okay. So send to your learner support counselor, send a couple of paragraphs of why this matters to you, why you want to do this, and also paint a bit of a picture of your future life. When you are done with this education, what does your life look like? Envision it. Put it down on paper. Well, it's electronic really, but the way you put it down on paper after you've typed it up. You print it, yeah? It's like, this is what my future looks like. This is why I'm doing it, for my children or whatever it may be. And then you tape it in the best place possible for you to constantly see it. And there are 2 places in a house like that. It's the refrigerator. One copy goes on your refrigerator, so for the next however many months, this takes you, it's there, and the other one right opposite your toilet. Yes, because everybody got to sit down every once in a while, and then it's right there and you see it. And you've spent some time thinking about it. So please do. Even if you don't tape it to anything at home, yeah, right? How are you doing? You with me? Okay, good. She's like, oh man, so many assignments already. Make sure to send it to your learner support services because we will totally use it against you. We're like, is this still true? Or have you sold your children? I don't know how it works, but perhaps. I don't have any, so. It's like, that's what I imagine you do with them when you're tired. Right? Because we will ask you every single time it gets tough of whether or not this stuff that you send to us, we're not going to print it. It's going to be digital. It's going to be in your file digitally. Your LSS counselor will ask you, is this still true? And if that remains true, this vision of your future self and all of that, then they will work with you to figure out, so you can figure out how you move forward past whatever it may be, whatever tough difficulty may be in your life. We will send you a link to a video after this with kind of a bit of recap of this and the Evolvitude statement and the Core 7 framework where the better health and better humanity for a better world vision is captured. But we will send you a link to this former learner of ours. Her name is Lainey, and her story is absolutely amazing. And if Lainey can do it, and she says it in the video, if I can do it, there's no reason, not everybody can. Absolutely everybody can. Lainey have gone through a lot of hardship while in school. A lot of hardship. We worked with her, we supported her. She did graduate. She passed her exit exam that you have to pass in order to graduate, otherwise, you know, like incomplete, and you continue going and going until you're remediating and so on. She was top of her cohort. So through a lot of hardship. So we'll send you the link as a piece of inspiration, right? Because what she's gone through, and I'm not going to share it here because, you know, keeping suspense going. Tough stuff. But if Lainey could do it, so can you. Only if. What must you do? You put in the work, yes. But before the work can be put in, what do? You commit. That's exactly it. You commit. And you're not committing to me because, look, I mean, individually, yay, great. I'm glad we could, you know, support you and be of service to you. However, it's not a commitment to me that you're making, or to your faculty, or to your LSS counselors, or anybody else at the college. Who's the commitment to? You, exactly. You, individually, you. It must be about you, first and foremost. You becoming better, you elevating, you learning, you doing all of that. And through that then, through your personal elevation, you will see amazing things starting to happen in your universe, around you. It starts with the family, it expands to your community, all of the impact that you possibly can have with your future clients and your future patients is incredible. But it starts at the center of the universe, which is you. You know how I know you're in the center of the universe? Because everything is around you, right? Look around. Anywhere you go, anywhere you look, you're in the center of all of it, yeah? Make your universe better by making that center better. Everybody with me? Yeah? Are you afraid of me? No. Don't be frightened. Just, you know, not very scary, really. Okay, so nursing, though. Let's go back to that a bit. Setting everything that needs to be addressed, that needs to be fixed about healthcare, about the profession. Setting all of that aside. By the way, if general public had an insight into what actually is happening within the profession, whoa, we would not be the most respected. I can absolutely guarantee you. Teachers will beat us. Rightfully so. So, okay, setting all of that aside, though, what is the promise of this profession? What is the collective promise of the nursing profession? By the way, those of you in cyberspace, you can chat, you know, on the chat thing, whatever. And then if there's something comes up that's like fantastic, then they'll tell me here. What is the promise of nursing? Oh, you can't be replaced by, yeah, no, some functions can be replaced by a robot. For example, this one company in Israel, right now, there is this robot thingy that they've developed, and it's going to have a ton of applications, but it's like your little helper, right? So you're like, hey, robot, I don't know how you communicate with it yet, you know, like probably punch something on your little handheld device. And it's like, hey, robot, go get me a Foley kit. And the robot is like, so you don't have to walk, right, to where you can actually spend a couple of more minutes with the patient right there. And the robot then comes with your Foley kit, and then you're like, hey, it's time for that, you know, tube in the orifice. Get ready. So yeah, you know, perhaps, but that's not necessarily the promise of it. What is the promise of nursing? What are we seeking as a profession?
Fulfillment.
The what?
Fulfillment.
fulfillment is a very individual thing, right? It's yours. It's like, and yes, hopefully, if you decide to stick around past 5 p.m. on September 9th, fulfillment is what you will build from engaging with the profession, from being part of the profession. But what is the collective promise of it? Come on.
Service to others.
Service to others, yeah, okay, so architects serve others. Care and protect, okay, we're getting closer. What? For what? What's the goal? Patient, yeah, no, that's not, care is not the goal. Care is an act of getting to the goal. A better world, yes. A healthier. Population health. Population health. Wellness. Multidimensional that it is. Has to be, oh, I know, people are like, are you getting coffee? Yeah? I'm sure we have your pictures. Okay. Today, the I Quit is coming today? Great. Somebody already is like, yep. Okay. I know that not all of it is as riveting as Grey's Anatomy. School is never going to be as riveting in that, nor will work. Right? It's tough, tough work. Now, again, that's a choice you make every time. Every time. We're asking you to engage in something. You have a choice to make of whether you will engage, whether you won't. Guess what? We will count your tuition just as well. Without the act of actual engagement, you're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. And if you think something that we do here is just by accident, as in, you know, like Mikhail just pulled it out of his butt. Just, you know, for entertainment. You're mistaken. Every single thing that we do, including this forum, is by design. But that's as far as we go. We provide you resources. We provide you the engagement from our side. We provide you facilitation. All of this, the rest of it is you. Is you. And if you decide you don't want to engage with something, guess what? Who's going to be affected? You. And your family, and your community, and your patients, and your future, and all of the stuff that we just talked about. You're not hurting anybody else but you by not engaging, by deciding to avoid work or not do something. I'll squeak by with C+. That's all that's needed to pass a course. Oh, I don't want to be a patient later on, if that's your attitude about it. Just the path of least resistance. Do not take. The path of least resistance is sending a note to the registrar or admissions counselor or LSS counselor by 5 p.m. on September 9th. I don't want to do this. I'm taking the path of least resistance. At 5:01, that's not available to you any longer. So that commitment that you have to make that we're talking about, we'll giving you some 10 days, right, to figure this out a little more, 12, whatever it is. Math is, you know, I can only do dosage calculations. That's like calendar math isn't my strong suit. So we're giving you until then to figure it out and to make that commitment. And your commitment first and foremost is to you and then everything around you, but the collective commitment is to the health of the population. How are we doing health-wise in this nation? Not great is correct. Comparatively, look, if you compare us to some countries in like sub-Saharan Africa, winning, fantastic, yay, pound ourselves in the chest. If you compare us to the rest of the developed world, however, we're bottom of the list. We spend absolutely the most in aggregate terms and per capita, and we get absolutely the worst health outcomes for that spend in this nation. Mind you as well, we have the largest healthcare workforce in the world, both in aggregate terms and in relative terms, as in per capita. More than 4 million in this country. More than 4 million are registered nurses. You add practical and vocational nurses to that, we're at about 4.5, it depends on accounts, 4.5 to 4.7 million people working in the profession or actively licensed. Maybe not everybody's working, but 85, 90% of them are practicing somehow within their license. You would think would be the healthiest nation on earth with that workforce. We're not. There's many different reasons for it. And it starts right here. So in the Future of Nursing workshop, we'll talk more about what it is that you can do individually and what we can do collectively as a profession in order to actually deliver on its promise and not just collect paychecks. Everybody with me? That take care of people thing? Yeah? Okay, and if taking care of people is not your thing, oh gosh, it's a world of hurt you're into. Because at least if you're, you have that thing, compassion that is there, the empathy that you have to build toward people in order to be able to be effective with them, you're just wasting your time, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your energy. It is not going to work. The statistics of people who finish school and then leave the profession is staggering. Staggering. And the only reason, and that's why, again, the job number one, talk you out of it. Because the only reason you can actually be successful and you actually feel like you're making a difference and all of that if you make commitment to it. You make commitment to that population health. You make commitment to your patients. You make commitment to you to become better, to learn, to elevate in order to be effective with others. And then not throw your hands up in the air anytime something difficult comes your way. To those of you to whom this is not going to, and this is statistics, our internal data. To those of you who this is not going to come easy or on the first attempt, and you push through, you will be the most incredible nurse there is. Resilience is the #1 required trait of an effective nurse. Resilience. Whatever it is that comes at you, you figuring out how to do it effectively. How to keep your word and your commitment and your promise to the profession. So that is really, really, really important. All right, so how are we doing so far? Okay, I'm not like, have I talked you out of it yet? Okay, let's move on to schoolwork. Starting today, really, I mean, you will get home and your mailbox, by the way, you have to use the mailbox that we give you. We're not going to be texting you your LMS and stuff like that. There's going to be assignments. There's going to be all sorts of stuff and it starts right now. If you think you have some kind of on-ramp, yes, perhaps, it's 2 weeks. But unless you're actually doing the work that is required during these 2 weeks that we're giving you essentially as a freebie, you're not going to catch up. There is no like, oh, I'm just going to get into it slow. That was yesterday. Getting into it slowly, the slow-mo, you're going, Insta's there, and you're kind of like doing, yeah. That's passed. Today actually starts school. School has a bunch of required stuff in order for you to progress to hit your learning outcomes and then progress within your programs. Now, we're not just going to, oh, look how pretty they are. Oh, they pay tuition. Therefore, we're going to just, oh, sure, dear. Come on. Oh, no, that is not going to happen. And again, inevitably, a few of you will be at your but like, you just don't like me. No, it's not that they don't like you. They just, follow their process. They follow their policies. Speaking of policies, catalog. You know that thing that's called catalog, college catalog? Right now in like 2022, 2023 edition of it. There's version 2 that just was published, yeah. Fact. Every single one of you, and out there as well, all 800, signed on a dotted line in your disclosures that we gave you. I read, understood, and will abide by the policies contained in the college catalog. I understand that the catalog may change at any time. That's actually in the catalog. And policies may adjust time to time, and I will have to abide by those. Yeah? Okay. Fact. I don't know what percent. There's a couple of percent probably out of 800. Those that are like so anal, they're just like, no time for instance to just read everything. Oh no, before I sign it. That's what I've been taught. Before I sign it, I better read it. Okay, so there's only a handful of you who actually did it. Yeah, am I wrong? No, just shake your head, tell me I'm not wrong, you didn't read it. You're like, oh yeah, like you opened the first page, and it was like, whoa, I'm falling asleep already. Whoa. Okay, highly recommended reading because you have legally committed to it. Everybody understands that signature of yours that we've captured? Yeah? It's like, well, I didn't know. Well, you should have not signed until you actually read and understood. Yeah? And if you have any questions about the catalog or any policy contained therein, please reach out to your who? Learner support counselor. Yes. There's any questions about the policies that are contained there. Because look, we will enforce them whether you have read it or not. And oops, I didn't know is not going to work. Right? Well, I didn't know you can send me absolutely anywhere for my clinicals. Newsflash, black and white in catalog, right there, unless you read it, in that funky thing that Apple computers and some others do, where the background is black and the letters are white. Yeah, so however it works for you. Please, so assignment number 2, read the document. And anytime updates come out, make sure you familiarize yourselves with the updates. Read the document before 5 p.m. on September 9th. Because after that, there is no backing out. I didn't know, or I didn't whatever. It's just not going to work after that. So please read that like you have 12 days, whatever it is. Yeah? Who will? Nobody will. Wow. Yes, the A student will. Yeah, learner. What's the difference between student and learner? The what? Louder.
The same.
They're the same. Not at all. Here's what a student is. That 17-year-old just finished high school. Yeah. Real nice house. Yeah. Mom and dad did real good. Mom and dad and grandpa and grandma have gone to college, so yay. Good for us. And then they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to apply to a school that is as far away as possible from where that house is. Yeah. And then I'm going to travel there, live in a dorm, you know, drink some beer, do some cool stuff, you know, hook up, all of that, show up in a lecture every once in a while, you know. I'll pass my exams eventually, you know, so it takes about, you know, I don't know, 5 to 6 years. And then what happens then? Then they get their big diploma, yeah, and move back in that house with their parents. Yeah, that's a student. Learner. What's a learner? The what? Someone with goals. Yeah, but what does the word imply? Actively engage in learning. Look, if I was Oprah, I'd be like, you get the knowledge, and you get the knowledge, and you get the, and look under your seats, and your diplomas are there. I am not Oprah, so like I cannot do that kind of magic. So you all have to actually do stuff. Actively engage in your learning, and that is your role. At the end of the day, the grade that you get and the speed of progression that you take, and whether or not you graduate, and whether or not you get licensed, upon graduate, everybody understands that there is like this big, scary, standardized exam that stands between you and actual practice, and lasering people's faces off. Yeah? It's right, it's there, and it is yours to pass. Your success or failure in any of these endeavors, whether it's just one assignment, or it's the entire licensure, or it's your future practice, is solely yours. What are we here to do? You are here to learn. What is the rest of us here to do? The what? Guide you, yes, absolutely good word. Provide guidance. Point you towards some resources, which you actually have to engage with, right? So we tell you it's there, like this new learner welcome form. We tell you it's there. Unless you engage with it, guess what? No good for anybody. Oh, well, again, I just get a free trip out of it. Yay. You guys, then if you haven't engaged, you don't carry anything out of it that could be useful to you. Yeah? Same with everything else that you do. You have to actively engage with those resources, with that guidance. We are here to facilitate your learning. We're not here to teach you. This is not kindergarten. We're not going to be like, no, bad, bad, bad boy. We will review whatever it is that, evaluation that you have done. We will evaluate it based on a very specific set of standards, and we'll tell you how you did. Yay. And then we'll suggest some, if it's not, like A, like I'm sure this lady will be getting all the time. If it's not that, and you want something better, we will point you toward resources to remediate so you can get, whatever it is, level of achievement that you want to have. So it's yours to determine. This is adult learning. This is how adult learning differs from children, is that you are the master of where you want to get to, of what you want to learn. We're just there to assist you with it. Yeah, oh, that's a lot of money for just assisting. Newsflash, nobody has ever elevated without actually engaging in that with what they learn. Yeah. It is not going to happen by accident. It is not going to happen magically. It will require, and those who's working full time in this room, yeah, so I thought, most of you. That's going to be a lot of juggling. to make sure that you engage with the resources, to make sure that you can drop in on the live webinars, right, when you don't understand something and there is a time scheduled. It's a lot of juggling on your part. Now, those of you who are working full-time and going to school full-time, trust me on this. You do not have time for A, laundry, B, cooking, C, whatever else, sweeping the floors. I don't know how it happens. Maybe you have a Roomba. That's great. Unless you have already talked to somebody in your life that is close to you, right? Your spouse, your partner, your parents, grandparents, whatever it is, and said, hey, I will have to actively engage with this because I have a goal and this is the vision of my future for me. Would you please help me with it? I'll buy you a nice pair of shoes afterwards or whatever it is. I'll send you on a cruise after, I've paid off my student debt and I'm continuing working. So engage your support system in the next 12 days. If you cannot find that support system, please do yourself a favor and do not continue to 5:01 on September 9th, Mountain Time. Everybody with me? Who has already engaged your support system and they're on board? Good, good. That's good to see. Yeah, because that's part of the admissions process, right? And we're not joking about that. You will not have time to do anything else. So that thing about Instagram, I'm not joking. Delete. Twitter. Gosh, I always have a problem with that one. Delete. TikTok, double delete. You know, the endless feeds of whatever it may be on your phone, that this is the favorite action of everybody now. It's like, if there is this really cool art thing where they, videos and pictures of people doing stuff on their phones, right? And they've wiped out the phone kind of digitally. And so it's it's this, literally. Insanity. This is what humanity is now. Sad. So, and especially for you, after you're done, after you're through with school, and you walked across that stage, you have your diploma, you have your license, do whatever, right? Not professionally, but at home. Whatever. Right now, you don't have time. Please trust me with this. You do not have time to take a picture of your sandwich that somebody else made for you. The world will survive without another, cherry sundae posted. We will, as humanity, move forward if you're absent from social media. For real. I mean, I'm not in school and I don't have time for it. But I can't even imagine, And LinkedIn, I have people who do that for me, right? It's lucky me. So, questions on that. Whose responsibility is it to actually learn? Ourselves, yeah. Better yet, take a finger like this and go I am. My responsibility, not Mikhail's, right? Not your faculty, not LSS council, not anybody else at the college. It is your responsibility. And then, again, who has to be flexible? With scheduling, for example? You. Let me spell this one out for you so you hear it here. This is being recorded. We will not and cannot guarantee you any, and this is in the catalog too, so I'm just repeating what's in the catalog. Any specific placement on any specific shift, with any specific faculty, in any specific geography for your direct focus client care and your integrative practicum. You heard it here, if you haven't read it yet. We will not guarantee you that. So if you were somehow had a different perception about it so far, ta-da! Don't have to wait till next Friday. It's like, oh no, I thought like this is only where I'm gonna go because I work here. I'm like, that's nice. No. DFC scheduling is the most complex logistical thing that you can possibly imagine that is dependent on many, many different inputs, and you're not one of them. I wish we'll be like all the thousands. I mean, we have about 3,200 or so learners now across the country as of today. I wish we're like, yeah, you know, but that's Oprah, right? You get a placement that you want, and you get a placement. Like, I wish I could get Oprah to work here. And then, you know, everybody would be getting what they need, when they want, whenever they want it, and whatever they need. So, not going to happen. So, again, anybody heard anything different? Cyberspace? Sammy, are you paying attention to that thing or no? Anyway, nobody heard anything different in this room, yeah? Okay, good, good. Because you will have to travel, and you will have to arrange your schedule outside of school for those days that you have to engage in your DFCs. It's just that simple, you know? So, anybody has talked to your employer yet? Those of you who work, okay, yeah. Make sure those employers are on board with you doing this, because otherwise, again, you're in for world of hurt and tears and frustration and writing me at like in all caps and debt that may not go anywhere. So again, please, please, please make an informed decision about this. No, Mikhail, as the CEO and college president, has no power to change your grade, has no power to adjust your attendance records, has no power to change the policies for you individually. And if I don't have that power, trust me, nobody else in the institution does. We're good? How am I doing talking you out of it? Yeah? Good? Yes. Just like, sure. Yeah, hey, I mean, a couple already like got up and just like boom, boom. Bags and all. Great. Yeah, wonder success level there. Maybe they already wrote that thing. I just don't know, right? We're gonna see. We're gonna see after the broadcast how many have come in. Fantastic. Okay, so that. Now, I'm gonna pause. I'm going to ask you guys for questions before we jump in to like this last part of what it means to actually be a better human being. Any questions so far? Anything that, you know, it's like, yes, please.
Just in regards to the traveling for the clinicals.
Yes.
How much time do we have before knowing like the dates that we need to be in?
Normally, the first 2-week schedule, this semester it was, from what I understand, 6 weeks, is available about a week, I think. I don't remember what exactly the policy is, but it's available shortly before the semester starts, and then the rest of it comes out a couple of weeks after the semester starts. Because again, you know, and the reason it's done that way because we have to see who's still here after Mikhail's speech, right? And who's actually progressing, so on. And sometimes, because there's, you know, in some of your courses, you may get like incompletes, for example, right? And where you have to complete a piece of work or an assignment or another evaluation or something like that in order to progress, and you will get an I. And then if you complete that I and get an actual grade, within the drop period, which is the first 2 weeks, then you can continue in your further courses, and then we know you're in them. But if you're not done with that work by then you obviously you cannot progress, and then we know that you're going to be finishing this course and not being in the next course. So it's like, again, it's a logistical puzzle that we have to work with. So there is kind of the rest of the semester, you get more notice. The first few weeks, a bit less. Yes?
Is there any movement or progress towards California being open?
California! Here we come. Did I tell you Sacramento is my favorite place nowadays? Because I'm like going on the hill and like doing all sorts of engaging with your lawmakers about this. Yeah, and just so that you know, we are working actually through the legislative process in order to change some of the rules in California in order for out-of-state programs that are based out of state. Obviously, we're a Utah-based program, right? But we operate across the United States that you are able to do your rotations on ground. So, but that's likely not another, probably 2 years at best, and likely, you know, if it was to happen, I would say probably 3 years from now. So most of you probably be done by then. California is not, you know, the regulation-friendliest state, as you probably have noticed. So, and we have approached the Board of Nursing here to say, look, everything, you know, I mean, obviously we are authorized by the Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education to deliver kind of online education. But the Board of Nursing told us, no, you have to get approved as a California program. And I was like, well, that makes no sense whatsoever. We don't have a separate program. We have one program that is, you know, accredited as under one umbrella, that is approved under one umbrella. So no thanks. So yeah, so we're working a different channel, a much longer channel. You had a question?
Yeah, when did you find out about the regional accreditation?
Okay, good question. So we're hosting a interim candidacy focus visit for NWCCU. By the way, let me correct you a bit. There is no such thing anymore. The Department of Education changed its definitions last year, so there is no distinction any longer between regional and national institutional accreditation. Those of you who want to know more, I mean, I'm happy to point you toward more information. So there's not a kind of legal distinction any longer. We're still pursuing Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities membership in that because we believe that the mission of NWCCU aligns much closer with our institutional mission than our current institutional accreditor. And so that's why we're pursuing that process. The visit is scheduled in October, and we're going to hear something, you know, but there's all sorts of different possibilities of how the commission moves forward. It's a long process. We're going to hear something in February following the visit. So, other questions before we move into the, no? No more questions? Okay, yes, hi. Yeah, you can take NCLEX in California. Yeah. Our grads have taken NCLEX here. Yeah. Because you know, it's like the states don't. There's such thing as a educational reciprocity, right, between the states. So like if you have attended school somewhere and then you move to another state, you don't have to redo your school, right? You just bring that with you and then you and bring your license with you. So licensure is transferable across the states. Obviously, you know, different states have a bit of a different requirement. You here in California, you guys need to, for your RN licensure, you need like certain courses, like chemistry and something else, I don't know. Microbiology, I think, right? So like you must have that, whereas some other states, they don't have to have those specific courses in order to get licensed as an RN. So it's slight differences, but yeah, you can absolutely sit for the exam here in California. But when you go traveling other places, they will heavily recruit you. They're like, come, look at the pastures we have. Drought, California. Pastures, Kansas. Much better. Okay, so let's talk about, the last thing that I would like to talk about is what you probably have seen already. Maybe I will talk about it. Sammy? I'm clicking on things. Maybe it's this. Maybe I'll just do that. Nope. Nope. Okay, Sammy is going to be helping. Some of you have some of you have it in front of you. All of you in cyberspace, you received it. Sammy has it on her shirt right there. Yeah. So I don't know, some of that thing. Oh, technology. Gotta love technology. So we're going to talk about the Evolvitude statement. This is the set of values that we're not just asking, but you're actually committing to if you decide to stay. Oh, downloading updates. Yes. Always at the best time, you know. You gotta love Microsoft or whatever, whoever else downloads up. So the Evolvitude statement, and those of you in cyberspace, you have that available to you. So this is a set of values that you're committing to, right? So does it say there, I'm committing to scream at people at the top of my lungs? No, no. I'm committing to only work with people and be kind to people who look and sound like me. Yeah, no. Everybody with me? Does it say, I'm committing to picking, kind of cherry picking my patients? No. And those who I actually will engage with and be facilitator of their health journey? No, it doesn't. What does it say? It has three different parts to it. I choose, I strive, and I act. So I want to dig in a little bit into this choose part. What does it tell you? You always have a choice, yes. How you show up in the world. You know, we'll look around the world, right? We'll look around the world, and as humans, we have, always make one fatal error. And we have been making it over and over and over again. That as long as they, whoever they are, for as long as they choose better, as soon as they become better, they choose something better, I will then follow. Waiting for the rest of the world to change in order to change who you are, in order to choose better. We've been waiting for a very, very, very long time. Everybody understands? Do you understand that unless you are better and you choose better you, the world is going to continue to be what it is? Full of wars, full of poverty, full of people hating each other because they don't look or sound like one another. The problem is not the world. The problem is right here. Yes, and because of this problem, because of the just insanity of our egos and self-centeredness of our egos, we now have built the systems that continue perpetuating those egos, moving them forward and forward. And the only way, do you want a better world? Do you want to live in a better world? Yeah? I don't hear you. Yeah? Yeah. I do. The only path to it. There's no other. Is me being better. My elevation, my choice is what makes it better. And I can guarantee you this, as soon as you start choosing better, no matter what, life is freaking tough, full of obstacles. We're full of fear constantly. We're full of doubt constantly. We're full of shame constantly. Imagine the world where you and then others choose love instead of fear. Choose trust instead of doubt. Choose kindness instead of anger. And you can rationalize those other things a million ways. No, I'm angry because this. What I am asking you to do, and what we're all are committed to it, look, we're not perfect. We're all are human beings. We will never become perfect at this. But we can become better and better and better at choosing better. Imagine the world where everybody chooses to deliberately evolve. Where you realize that whatever you've been taught or whatever you know is not necessarily what other people have been taught or know. And it doesn't make them any less worthy of human beings than you. I always talk this with our faculty, and this is a real thing in education, where faculty expect learners, students, to already have arrived at some place of professionalism, and whatever it is that may be. They expect everybody to know better, because you should know better, because your mama should have taught you, right? Wrong. My mama cursed as a sailor all the time. Still does. She toned it down a bit. You know, she's in her mid-70s now. So yeah, I thought it was like completely normal. And so that's how I talked for a while. And then when I became a CEO, guess what? Whoa. People were looking at me like, wow, he's a bad person. He should know better. His mama should have taught him better. Should she have? We make all these assumptions and we make all these judgments about others. And it's really, really, really choosing not to, choosing that instead, really, really, really important for this world to become better. Really important. And you don't worry about what scale of the world you're affecting. Because if you do this, guess what? The world around you will blossom. Sorry. The world around you will flourish. The world around you will thrive. And it's simple. It is simple. 5,000 years of spoken word, of written word, philosophy upon philosophy upon philosophy invites us as human beings into this. Into love, into kindness, into forgiveness, into gratitude for what we have, into trust. And yet, millennia after millennia, we refuse to hear it. Because if only they do it first, I sure would follow. Doesn't work like that, my friends, doesn't. It's yours to choose. We used to have the word embody instead of choose. We just changed it last week to choose. Because yes, newsflash, all of us embody these things. All of us embody love. We are love. We are kindness. We are forgiveness. We are gratitude. And yet so few of us choose to actually be it, to let it shine, to let that light shine instead of constant judgment, constant anger, constant fear, constant blame of somebody else. Choose better. That's the invitation. And by golly, unless you are ready to choose it, you're not ready for this school. You're not ready to be part of Nightingale. You're not. So 12 days, that's all you get to decide what you're going to choose. Then the second part, the strive part, whoa, that's like, after you start scratching the surface of that, self-governing, self-actualizing, self-transcending, moving past your ego, you have arrived, my friend. And your life is amazing at that point. But it's a long road. Only about 2% of the world's population get to self-actualize, as in being actually what one is potentially, being the best version of themselves at any point in time. Only 2% get to do that. I personally would like to change that. I invite you all to change that. It is not that difficult. It is not that far. You have to start with your taking care of you, self-care of you. You know Maslow? You know the pyramid? You know the 20 minutes that you spend on that in your general psychology course, if you have had that yet? Not enough. But what the theory says is you have to take care of your physiological needs first and foremost. Then you have to take care of your safety needs, which in combination, those two, that is, or not those two, and then the love and belonging needs. And that's not just about me and mine. And then esteem needs and so on. In combination, that is wellness. You have to become well in order to self-actualize. Well financially, well occupationally, well emotionally, well socially. Physically, of course. So it is a long journey, but it's totally possible. We have resources for you to elevate, for you to be able to start, if you haven't yet, truly meeting your needs along the Maslow's pyramid with this goal of breakthrough to your potential, to your true potential as a human being. We are incredible beings with incredible potential. This is a way to unleash it. Simple. Your choice matters. Meeting your needs matter. And then the way you behave matters. I act. Growth mindset. What is growth mindset? Quickly. What is it? Well, it's not just a better thought process. Growth mindset is believing that you can, at any point in life, grow and committing to that growth, and then pushing through to that growth, no matter what obstacle comes into play, no matter what failure happens. It's learning from that failure that we talked about earlier, and then changing something in your approach, and then going at it again. That is growth mindset, and that allowing that grace for others as well. It cannot just be for you. You have to extend that outward as well. Saying, you know what, Mikhail's mama may not have known better. Or Mikhail may have not listened to his mama. Doesn't make him a bad person. Let me try to work with Mikhail, for example, right? So that, transparency, important. Do not talk, communicate in your relationships, but certainly in your relationship with the school. You have to talk. You have to communicate. You can't just think this through, right? It's like, you don't have to raise your hand, but I know. It's like, I will stay mad at whoever my significant other is, like spouse, partner, whatever. I will stay mad at them until they apologize, they figure out why I'm mad, and they apologize for it. Yeah? Everybody? I will not utter a word. I will just remain because they should know better. Sounds familiar? Mm-hmm. Nobody can read your mind. Newsflash. If you want better, if you want communication, transparency is required from you. If you want to progress, elevate, grow, transparency is needed. Responsibility, at the end of the day, whose responsibility is it to graduate, to progress, to graduate, to get licensed? Is it mine? No. Nope. My responsibility is to make sure that the resources are available to you. Again, and that ends right there. And help you figure some things out through our counselors, faculty, so forth. The responsibility is yours, my friends. And then building community. What does that mean? The what? Connecting with others. Connecting with those who are not like you. Loving those who are not like you. Forgiving those who are not like you. Being grateful for those who are not like you. That's community. What we've built so far as humanity is far from community. I invite you to be it. And of course, if this is not for you, you can try it for free until 5 p.m. on September 9th, Friday next week. That's about all I had for you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating there. I'll take another couple of questions if you have them. Otherwise, I wish you all of the luck. No, let me rewind that. Luck is not what's needed. I wish you all of the Evolvitude in the world. So, thank you. Welcome to Nightingale. Any questions? I'll take a couple more questions before I go, if you have any. Yes. Hi.
I've been hearing from other students that some of their EFC's trips have been canceled, like the day before the actual trip, and they've been getting an F on it.
No. Like it's not that is not, if we cancel something because of some unforeseen. Look, we're at the mercy of healthcare partners, and they're at the mercy of whatever else that's going on. If a facility just gets shut down because of something unforeseen is happening, right? But you will never get an F. You will get a reschedule. You may get an I, whatever. The policy, though, in the catalog, pay attention to the reschedule policy. Part of our issue was that 40% in this complex puzzle, like we've pulled statistics for the past few semesters, 40% were canceled by learners. And then we tried rescheduling them within the next semester. And we said, no more. You miss one, it's an automatic incomplete in the course. We may be able to reschedule you that semester, maybe not. You will not progress. You miss two, guess what? You will definitely not progress. That I is going to remain there, and we will schedule you the following semester for the same. So and again, look, if everybody, because we can create the most beautiful policies and processes, and then you guys inevitably find a way to break the system and to game it and do whatever. And then we have to be on our toes constantly and change, adjust things. So yeah, that policy is absolutely for real. It is there. And we almost ran our faculty into the ground this last semester because of all of the reschedules. Not because we've canceled something, but because learners have canceled something. We're not doing that again. There are people too. They need rest too. They need care too. So please be mindful of that. Other questions? Okay, hearing none. Thank you so much for coming and participating and engaging with this. Remember your deadline for either the short essay, a few paragraphs on your future vision, or the other. And hopefully I will see you at a commencement ceremony whenever that is in the future for you. Okay, see you all. Thank you.